Are you tired of reaching out to your potential clients in the DMs but never receiving a response? Do you also struggle with setting appointments with prospects and end up feeling frustrated with your sales effort? If so, you're not alone. Many businesses struggle with the same problem, and I was one of them too. The struggle is real, but fear not, because there is a way to break through the noise and set up appointments with any prospects in the DMs. However, with the right approach, it is possible to set appointments with any prospects in the DMs. In this training, we will explore 7 principles that can help you set appointments with potential clients using direct messages. And by following these principles, you'll be able to establish connection with your prospect, demonstrate your value, and ultimately secure more appointments. So if you're ready to take your DM outreach to the next level and finally start seeing the results you deserve, make sure to watch till the end. Welcome to my channel. My name is Berk and I help coaches attract pre-sold clients without using paid ads. Messaging is quickly becoming one of the most important, rare, and in-demand skill in the digital age of consulting business. I would say that messaging is the backbone of almost every multi-6, 7, and 8-figure business's organic lead generation process. And this video will be specifically oriented about the principles and the foundations, because I would say that without the foundations, you are most likely going to fail. It's like building a house on a sand. It is impossible, right? The whole goal of this training is to help you build the foundations and understand how messaging works. Because no messaging means no booked sales calls, which means no sales and no revenue for your business. That's why messaging is the bridge that connects your content marketing with your backend sales process. Now, let's just start with the 7 messaging principles. The first one is just send it. One of the biggest reasons why people never succeed in sales and messaging is because of their fear of rejection, which limits the amount of the action they take. They don't realize that every single no brings them one step closer to a yes. Like the whole messaging, it is a skill and it requires constant repetition over time to master it. Don't just be stuck with trying to be perfect at the beginning. Just take imperfect action, because that's what is going to take you results. And as you know, the right mindset to have here is every no is bringing you one step closer to a yes. Let's say your booking rate is 10%. That means you need to hear no 9 times before getting just this yes that you need. The second messaging principle is to put yourself in the shoes of your prospect. Empathy is one of the most, if not the most important skill in sales. Sell to people the way you want to be sold. Don't try to convince people, because I know that you don't like this way to be sold. Just sell the way you would like to be sold. Be authentic and show that you genuinely care about your prospect and you are the best person to solve their problems. At the end of the day, you want to be a problem finder, not a product pusher. The third messaging principle is to balance and calibrate your responses. Sales is a stimulus and response system. Look at the sales in this manner. You want to calibrate responses based on how your prospect is reacting. You want to use question maximization, which is mixing both statements and questions. Like you don't want to only ask questions. Like you're not an FBI investigator. You are there to have a human conversation. You want to use social awareness and emotional intelligence to know when to dive deeper, when to back off, when to ask questions, when not to ask them. You want to balance and calibrate your responses the same way your prospect does. At the end of the day, again, remember, you're not an FBI investigator. You are there to help. The next principle is to be different. At least 95% of internet does not know how to leverage messaging correctly. And what you want to do? You want to use this for your advantage. Be a pattern interrupt to your prospect in the inbox. Like don't try to use copy-pasted messages, because people know that, especially nowadays with ChatGPT. You want to be unique and you want to be different. You want to show human characteristic and speak to them like a friend, a trusted advisor. I always advise my clients to be like a 14-year-old girl in the messages. Use voice messages, send videos, tell stories, use Slack language like LOL, haha. Don't sound like everyone else that's trying to sell them something. Be different. Then the next principle is to build credibility, curiosity, and commitment. The 3 C's. You want to educate your prospects on their problems and the cost of not fixing them. Give them some value by helping them get some small wins and leverage client success stories without losing your frame as an authority. At the end of the day, you want to frame booking the call as an opportunity for them to gain value, not to lose them. Because as people, as business owners, we're busy, we don't want to waste our time, and you want to present the call as an opportunity for them to learn. How to do so? By building credibility, by putting some wins in the conversation, wins of your clients, increasing the curiosity and commitment by asking the right questions. And also, if you're curious to know what questions to ask and how to formulate your messaging script, I also have a video where I show the script I'm using to book sales calls, and you can just click here and check this video right now. The 6th messaging principle is to plant seeds with messages and then water them with marketing or your content. Like, none of these messaging strategies that we're going to discuss will work if you're not consistently creating value and positioning yourself as authority through your content. Just imagine right now. Imagine how you would respond if your all-time favorite celebrity messaged you versus a random stranger. Of course, the response would be different. And how are you going to position yourself as this all-time favorite celebrity? Just building yourself as an authority figure. And the most important thing here is the content that you produce. Your messages are the seeds, and you just water those seeds with your marketing. And the last and the most important messaging principle, I would say, is to document and track. This is something I learned the hard way. I didn't do this at the beginning, which was a mistake, and that's why I'm sharing this with you. I don't want you to go through the same mistakes I went through. Why you want to document and track is because what's not measured cannot grow. Like, every single day, you should be tracking your numbers and documenting what is working and what is not working. You want to create daily routines and rituals to stay consistent. What Kobe Bryant did, he would watch 3 hours of game film after every single game, even after a win. That's how winners become winners, by documenting, tracking, and doubling down on what is working. Like, when you document and track, you know what's working and what's not working. Then what you want to do is you just want to double down on that and remove what is not working. And that was the 7 messaging principles you need to know when it comes to booking sales calls with prospects. Of course, this video was all about building the foundations. And if you want to learn more advanced strategies, make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any further content.